Hello everyone, Kunimitsu here, and welcome back to another character analysis. This video, if you couldn't tell by the character I'm using or by the title of the video, I will be doing Marie Rose today. And much like Phase 4 and Hanoka's videos, this will be discussing her potential future, where I see her character going as far as character development in the story, what I see happening for her in the future of DOA, and overall, just my thoughts on where she will go from here. And just like the other two videos, none of this is confirmed. None of this is confirmed by the dev team. None of this is real. None of this is 100% official. These are just my thoughts. These are my speculations. These are what I feel will happen in the future for Marie Rose, who is probably one of the more unique characters introduced in the series, not only in terms of appearance, but even fighting style. She is also someone who, much like the other DLC characters, doesn't have much to work with, but again, there's a lot more to work with her if you look through her quotes, through her intro quotes, her outro quotes, and even tag team quotes. She is a mysterious character for sure, and like Hanoka, there's a lot of secrets behind Marie Rose, and not a lot of it is clear. Please note, for the most part, I will not be using any of the interactions from the DOA Extreme games, because for the most part, those do not accurately represent the characters. Those are just meant to be fan service games. The only time I will ever use those games for characters is only if it offers something to the story, like how Lisa's character in the previous DOA Extreme revealed Alpha 152 was still alive. Unless something like that happens again, I will not be going off of their DOA Extreme appearances. I will only be going off of their appearances in the DOA 5 trilogy. With that out of the way, let's begin. Marie Rose. She is a mysterious character from the get-go. The one thing that everyone can immediately tell from her the moment you play this character is she's easy to use. She is one of the easiest characters to master in training mode, and probably one of the most spammable characters in this game. She's super easy to master. Her combos aren't that difficult to pull off. Once you get the hang of her, she's pretty easy to remember. It just becomes muscle memory after a while. Her moveset is very easy. It's not hard to know. In fact, she actually has one of the shorter movesets in the game, which is also surprising at how easy her moveset is to learn, because usually characters with shorter movesets have more complex moves, like Momiji or Raido, or in probably some extreme cases, Rachel. But onto her moveset. It is a very unique moveset. I feel they can improve on her a little bit in terms of moveset. I would just say, really, the only thing I would recommend, because she's good all around. She's got a good reach. Because of her size, she can dodge some attacks slightly easier than the other characters are. And she's also a little harder to reach because of that sometimes, but she's got a good reach. She's got good, decent speed, and her combo game is strong. The only downside is she doesn't hit that hard. She hits very softly. She's like one of the weakest characters in the game, but strength obviously doesn't matter in this game as long as you know how to use the character. That should go without saying for fighting games. But onto her character herself. there's a lot to go into. Let's start off with the other thing that is bound to stick out to players upon noticing a lot of her tagging quotes and a lot of the things they do with the character. If it wasn't already obvious, like Hanoka and Neo Tengu, she was designed with the idea of diversifying the body types even more with the female characters. She is obviously, as you can tell, much smaller than the other characters, and obviously doesn't have as noticeable assets as the other characters. Specifically, the other female characters. I bet you're wondering, why am I bringing this up? Well, this relates to her design. She's a very cute and innocent looking design. But the type of design that they are going for Marie Rose, at least as far as I'm able to read in the starting quotes and the outros, is that she is cute and innocent, but she's not, at least on the outside, but she's not as innocent as you might think she is. In fact, a lot of the quotes and a lot of, even some of her taunts suggest she has a sassier side. She has a side that exudes confidence, but at the same time, some of her intro quotes do suggest she is insecure about her size, such as the one where she tells them not to look down on her because she's little, as she says. What I feel they are going to do with her, because the character they are portraying her to be is this cute but deadly character. She's, obviously, as you could tell, she's very adorable. She's very small. And she has one of the most high-pitched voices in the game. Especially if you play the Japanese version. But she is obviously, very obviously, she knows she's cute. She knows she's innocent looking. And she knows she commands attention. She knows this. She's not stupid. So what I feel she is she's one of two characters. Because one other immediate thing to notice, and why I bring up tag intros, is the only three characters she has a known relationship with, at least if tag team intros are anything to go off of, is she has some form of relationship with Elliot and fellow newcomer Honoka, but she also has a relationship with Helena, or Helena, however you pronounce her name. I will learn how to pronounce these names eventually, but she also has a relationship with her. Another thing to note is something very interesting. If you pay attention to her default design, not the costume I'm using in the gameplay you see, but her default design, she is dressed like a maid. Now, many people may take this as a joke because DOA is known for doing silly designs like that. They're known for it. It's nothing new for the DOA series. However, Marie Rose, what she does differently is the maid costume may be a hint to who she is. Again, much like the other DLC characters and characters who were introduced in the Ultimate update, she has no official part in the DOA 5 story mode, so there's not much to go off of there. The only character who has a part in that one is Phase 4, which is very minor. Anyways, back to Marie Rose. She is obviously working for Helena. Obviously with the reveal that Christy killed Helena's mother, she's obviously not going to trust her to be a maid anymore. She's not going to trust her to be an assistant to her anymore. She's not. That's just the truth. So obviously she would get a replacement. Marie Rose. Here is my theory. And I don't, as far as I'm able to see, this theory is not covered hardly at all online. But I'm going to say it. Very similar to Honoka's connection to Raido. This one, it's just an idea that occurred to me, even though the two do not, as far as I know, have any form of character interaction, even if you pair the two up. However, I have a feeling, mostly because it would make sense, I have a feeling that Marie Rose could potentially be another one of Donovan's assassins. This is extremely noticeable if you listen to one of her intro quotes, which is, "Let the red rose of blood bloom forth," which would suggest she's out to kill you. She is an assassin. This would make sense going along with her cute but deadly design. I'd imagine he would want to update his assassins because a few of them died. Christy, while she's not explicitly said to be dead in the DOA 5 storyline, she's not said to be alive either. Because remember, a lot of characters were killed in the DOA 5 storyline. Like, for sure, Alpha 152 is dead. She is dead. And Christy, while she's not specified to be dead, may very well be dead. And then that would leave Lisa. As far as Lisa's status goes, she's very likely dead. Otherwise, we would not have heard her scream when the building collapsed on her in the DOA 5 storyline. So Lisa is very likely dead. Which would mean Donovan would likely have to recruit more and more assassins. So it wouldn't surprise me if he is somehow connected to Raido suddenly coming back out of nowhere, because it would only make sense since he's a robot now. And it would also go along with the whole Vessel storyline for Honoka if it ends up true. Again, I'm only going off of what I see. And I feel, even if it is kind of repeating the same plot, I do feel one of the very likely choices is that Marie Rose could very well be one of Donovan's new assassins. Likely he would have to update the number of his assassins because a lot of them either ended up leaving him at some point in the story or were killed off. I mean Alpha 152 is dead. That was his ultimate weapon, and she's dead. I'm sure he's very upset about that one. So he would likely have to update. He would have to update his assassins to be less obvious that they're assassins. Because if you look at Christy is a very obviously evil design. Yes, Christy is an intelligent character. Yes, Christy is a very deceptive character. Yes, she is very beautiful looking and uses that to her advantage. That is the primary job of an assassin. Do whatever it takes to get close to your target and eliminate them, even if that means using your looks. That's why Christie is an effective assassin. She's calculating, she's intelligent, she's very mischievous, which are all traits that Marie Rose has. Marie Rose is not, unlike Hanoka, is not shown to be ditzy or clumsy or slow. Marie Rose is shown to be quite the opposite. She's actually shown to be a character who appears to be smarter than she lets on and not as innocent as she appears. She may be an assassin along the lines of Christie, but maybe uses her looks in a different way than Christie would. Like, I think she would use her cute, childlike looks in a much different way than Christie would use her adult charm. I feel Marie Rose could not only be an assassin, but also a spy. She'd be the perfect spy because no one would suspect her. No one would suspect her of working for the bad guy because of her design, because of her cuteness, because of her adorable outlook on life. She wouldn't be that obvious of a target to immediately guess, oh, she's a spy, she's working for Donovan. Because by this point in the story, it's clear that Donovan, if he's not well known by the general public in DOA, he's at least known by all of the characters by this point. So, I feel this would make a lot of sense. Likely Donovan was thinking, okay, I need to upgrade my assassins because I'm starting to lose more bodyguards. I'm starting to lose more men. I'm starting to lose more of my people, so I need to start regrouping. The first thing to do was obviously resurrect Rido. That was something he would do. It would make sense along with Hanoka. Hanoka, again, her storyline is unknown, like Marie Rose, as you can tell. But if you want to know more of my thoughts on Hanoka, her character analysis is on my channel. I have it uploaded. But anyways, Marie Rose, I feel she would have been recruited and likely would have been deceived into working with him. I'm not saying she's necessarily naive like Hanoka, because her intros and outros don't necessarily suggest that she's naive. In fact, they suggest the opposite. They suggest she's actually quite intelligent. Quite more intelligent than she comes across, actually. And if you really think about it, Marie Rose, again, she would be another perfect assassin. She would be deceptive. No one would immediately guess she was an assassin. That's kind of the problem with Bayman's design as an assassin. He is someone you would expect to be an assassin. It's the same thing with Christie. You see their designs, it screams assassin. But when you see Marie Rose, that's not going to immediately scream assassin. It's going to immediately scream cute little girl. That's what it's going to scream. She's going to be very... I feel she will be probably the most deceptive character in the series by far. She is, from her intro quotes alone, she is very deceptive. She's very manipulative. She knows how to use... She knows she's cute. She knows she's small. She knows she's adorable. And she uses that to her advantage. She uses that to get what she wants. She's very... Which would lead me to believe she's also quite a bit more intelligent than she lets on. She's very much... knows how to command attention. She knows how to convince people to trust her. She knows how to convince others that she's innocent. She knows. She knows how to do that. She likely does this for a living. Which is likely why Donovan probably took her in and added her to his group of assassins. He needs to upgrade because half of them are dead. If they're not dead, they are, well, you know, they betrayed him. And unfortunately, this is really all I have to go off of on Marie Rose, because she has a lot of personality for sure. Especially compared to characters like Phase 4, she has a lot more personality going for her, and therefore there's a lot more you can do with her character development wise. I feel at her lightest, she will likely just be an assassin. She will likely just be an assassin that just has a cute design. I feel if they went the darkest route, however, she will be very much a Dahlia Hawthorne type character. And if you don't know who Dahlia Hawthorne is, she's from the Ace Attorney series, and she's one of the darkest villains in that series. Has the most innocent design, but is one of the most despicable characters in that series, manipulating and killing anybody to get what she wants. And she ruined everyone's life. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's the darkest route they would go. I feel that would be the darkest route Marie Rose would go, is she would be that cute and innocent character that ruins people's lives and enjoys the suffering of others. Because it would contrast from her design, which would go with what they're going for in a lot of the intro quotes, where she is shown to be much more snarky than you would think she is. She's not innocent in any of her intro quotes. Nothing she says in her intro quotes is nice. Nothing she says in her intro quotes are kind. Even her outro quotes are either her talking down to you or her feeling insecure about her size. There's not a lot. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that she is obviously not as nice as she comes across to be. She's very manipulative. She's very calculating. She's very sadistic. And she clearly enjoys torturing others if you listen to some of her quotes. She has a very creepy personality. There's not much else to say. She's creepy, she's sneaky, she's bloodthirsty. I mean, bloodthirsty is obvious in one of her intro quotes where she straight up mentions blood. She's just a sneaky character. She's a character not to be trusted. She's a character who... You look at that face, like I said, you're not going to know right away she's not to be trusted. You're not going to know right away she's an assassin. That's why I feel if she... And keep in mind, All of this is just speculation. None of this is confirmed. None of this is true yet, because none of the dev team has spoken anything on Marie Rose. It's unclear. And you got to remember, if, because I know some people may bring up the DOA Extreme games, you have to remember the personalities the girls have in those games are for the most part not reflective of the personalities they have in the actual series. That game is meant purely for fan service. So, what do I feel regarding Marie Rose? As I have said, the least she can do is either be an assassin or not develop at all, because she is already popular with the fan base. She has a good moveset. She has a good design. People like her for that, and they would like to know more. However, the most she can do is be an assassin to Donovan, and likely be a good assassin to Donovan. And again, the darkest I feel her character will go is a Dahlia Hawthorne type of character, where she is dark, sadistic, enjoys inflicting pain on others, enjoys screwing people over, enjoys ruining people's lives, enjoys doing anything she wants to get what she wants. She's only out for herself, only out to progress her lot in life, not concerned with who she hurts in the process, only looking out for herself, as I have said. That is what I feel the darkest she will go. And as a result, I feel if they do go that route, she will be a character who will ruin many people's lives and will likely be on many of the ninja characters' hit lists. It wouldn't surprise me. After all, if you have a character like that who ruins people's lives, I doubt it would really be a character any fan would feel sympathy for if she gets killed off. But again, I don't think they would kill her off in her second appearance. I would feel they would develop her as an assassin more and maybe give her a third appearance before killing her off. Or I could be completely wrong, and they could straight up kill her off in her next appearance. I don't know. Marie Rose, like the other DLC characters, is difficult to say what direction her story will go. Her story has many, 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 many possibilities, and unfortunately, there's not a lot to go off of, again, other than the possibility of her being an assassin, other than the possibility of her being some sort of villain in the future. Because again, no matter how much I analyze her character, all I get is a villain because of her intro quotes, because of her outro quotes, because of her profile, and because of the way they are portraying the character, which is very much an innocent looking character who's not as sweet as she appears to be. And with that said, the character of Marie Rose, this is really as far as I can see her going. If you like my character analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to keep up with my content. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you. Kunimitsu, signing out.